So let me just start by saying that fish tanks are cancer. This cylinder was initially bought to be a family day present for my daughter and sit next to her bed. That is not how it has ended. The tank ultimately ended up next to my side of the bed. Probably the smallest cylinder tank that I could find. I've always liked the cylinder tanks I've seen. This one is acrylic. It would cost way more if it was glass. There are pros and cons to acrylic. One of the cons is that it does scratch easily compared to like a glass aquarium. If this were glass, it would be a fortune. I don't even know if they can do glass like this. I'm sure somebody somewhere can, but it would be unbelievably expensive. Normally, I would say for a tank like this, you would want to do like a freshwater goldfish. We went with clowns because we're foolish. Salt water. Of course, we had to have an anemone too, but it is monitored meticulously and frequent water changes. But let's go over what the pros and cons are with this tank. First of all, it is a all-included tank. All the guts that you would need, or I should say most of the guts. It does not come with a heater, but it does come with a filter. It does come with a light. You have to go buy, like, obviously whatever decorations you want and critters and all that, but the tank itself. Now, that being said, the only thing that I really kept with this tank, once I actually had fish in it, was the actual tank, the lid, and that's about it. So basically, you're paying for a glorified bucket, but it's the only cylinder fish tank I could find roughly this size. So I guess what else are you gonna do? The filter that it comes with is kind of a piece of junk, and since I was going with salt, I wanted a little bit more of a higher quality filter, something with a little bit more water flow for the clowns that I have in here. Also, the light kept shorting out on me. Complete junk. It is an LED, and it provides nice light and everything else. It provides different color options, but it kept shorting out. So ultimately, junk. So now that we've established that you're paying for basically a glorified bucket, let's just look at what it is. Because of its shape and what it is, it fits very well on like a nightstand, or for me, it's on my side of the bed. Currently, my daughter's had upgraded to a cube, which I will be going over later on. But that being said, I replaced all the parts that were failing on me with a new light, new filter. I will post the light and the filter in the comments below that I have. As I had said before, the filter is better water flow for the anemone, and I have two lights in there. One is on a timer that cycles throughout the day, and the other one is just on and off with a blue light for at nighttime after the other one has run its course. Just because I know I'm going to forget to turn it on one time, and that'll be the end of my anemone. Now, because it's a cylinder and it's taller, there isn't a lot of surface area on the base of it for crabs and things like that and decoration. So I stacked mine. I always like to do a little bit of a cave, and then I stacked plate coral, 2 plate corals on top of another, so there's a lot of surface area for crabs to crawl around on, and then there's still an area above it for the fish to swim around. They seem to like it. The ones I have, the clowns, they swim through it like it's a, they go in all the caves and everything else. Very curious. The lid itself fits very tightly, so minimal evaporation out of this thing. There's a tiny little hole for the food to go into, and it seals pretty good. So for what it is, it's actually a very nice little tank. Aside from the add-ons, if you're just going to do goldfish, it's just fine. But the add-ons are really kind of junk, so be prepared to replace those. For goldfish, fine. Guppies, fine. You're going to get into expensive salt corals and everything else, which by the way, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to say don't do it with such a small tank, and I agree with you. But I'm going for it, and so far so good. It's been up and running for months. So a great little desk fish tank. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll talk to you next time.